into a sizable. That is exactly helps if I'm muted, Mike. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Of course, I am your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at Private.
Hey everyone, this is Vince from Pi Network, and you're watching Breaking Bitcoin.
Hello, DGens. In the world of cryptocurrency and investing, it's no secret that one of the greatest edges you can have in the market
Hey guys, I'm Erez with Blocks, and you're watching Breaking Bitcoin.
Is the market going to collapse, or is this the buying opportunity of a lifetime? We're going to cover all those questions and more in today's episode. Some quick premium member updates. As you guys know, over the last week, we have implemented one of our new automated strategies in the trading view and obviously into the Discord.
My name's Dre. My name's Daniel. Here with King Roll Industries. I'm watching the Sarvin Network. And you're watching Breaking Bitcoin.
I think a lot of people, current market participants, may or may not have been around back then and may not remember what it was like or what the argument was. And now, today, we have Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Cash SV, and we have Craig Wright running around, and we have the recent law debate, and then more recently, like just a few days ago, obviously, the big thing.
Hi everyone, my name is Simon Yu. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Storm, and you're watching Breaking Bitcoin.
For example, in your back testing, you might discover a killer strategy that works great on the
Hi, this is Brian Kerr from Kava Labs. You're watching Breaking Bitcoin.
due to fear over massive market selling due to fears of the coronavirus outbreak.
100-second moving average, the MACD, the RSI, the Bollinger Band, the Surge Tankin, everything they could ever imagine.
The selling pressure was just too much for Bitcoin last night as price began tanking almost immediately following the daily close.
You consider yourself an engineer who privately trades, not a private trader who has an engineering background.
That's correct.
The Australian dollar, the absolute superstar of the Forex market this week and last week, continues to climb today, really highlighting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Hopefully you're doing fantastic wherever you happen to be tuning in from and wherever you happen to be in this world. It is a frosty Wednesday, February 12th, as the snow has descended upon the Midwest of the United States, basking us in the cold, sweet embrace of snow once more. Up to potentially 9 inches here in my local area. So safe to say, I am bunkered safely within and just focused on the charts. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a great show for you guys today. In today's episode, we are, of course, going to be talking about the altcoin market capitalization plunging by 234 billion, that's Billy with a B, dollars, making this probably the largest scale devaluation event in altcoin history. The Phantom wallet is down. They're saying it is a temporary outage, but those Solana degens are having a rough morning of it. And of course, finally, Tulsi Gabbard has been confirmed as the United States Intel chief. We'll be discussing that and much more. Before we begin, a few quick programming notes. We of course do the show every weekday from noon to 2 Central Standard Time. That's 1 to 3 on the Eastern Seaboard and 10 to noon if you happen to live on the West Coast. If you want to support what we do, the purpose of this show is to not only bring you the latest and greatest in the cryptocurrency markets, but also to teach you how to think like a systems trader, to teach you how to build trading systems, to allow you to think strategically, to sharpen your saw, to sharpen your edge, and give you a real boost on your path to turning your trading degenerate hobby into a long-term profitable endeavor. If you want to support what we're doing with this free show, please subscribe so you do not miss an episode. Like today's video, it helps out more than you could possibly imagine, and share this with your family, your friends, people you don't even like. They deserve to see this content. As we get rolling, if you have any chart requests, comments, sarcastic remarks, death threats, or hot stock tips, please leave them in the chat and I will get to them ASAP. I do promise. With that out of the way, let's dive right in and start off with today's scuttlebutt. I guess we can start off with today's scuttlebutt. All right, altcoin market cap plummets $234 billion. Grok summary here is we have undergone a significant downturn, losing $234 billion in market cap over the last 2 weeks, making this one of the, if not the largest devaluations in altcoin market cap history. Weak capital rotation, ongoing struggles with adoption, blah, 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 blah. In contrast, Bitcoin has maintained relative stability, trading in a range between 90,000, I'm going to correct that, 90,000 to 100,000, with investors and analysts noting a shift of capital from altcoins to Bitcoins. And of course, every time something is very much down, we're going to have this discussion of why are we even investing in these altcoins anyways? The amount of posts that I'm seeing on Reddit, on X, altcoin holders, generally relatively new people to the cycle, they're posting things like, oh man, I'm holding WIF, I'm holding ADA, I'm holding XRP, and I'm down bad because I bought the top. Everybody told me this was going to be just the beginning. I got shilled this stuff on X. And again, it just allows, this really gives me an opportunity to talk about the fact that there are only 2 ways, in my opinion, to make money, good money in cryptocurrency. Number one is a much more long-term type of vision, and that is analyzing these kind of big cycles, these 4-year cycles, these 2-year cycles that we have with cryptocurrency, essentially going in with size in something that you have strong conviction with at the bottom, and then waiting 6 to 12 months to sell. That is the normal way to make money in cryptocurrency. I think a lot of content is geared toward that. This is a lot of the buy and hold stuff. This is a lot of the community stuff. And there is nothing more exciting than getting involved in a kind of up and coming and passionate altcoin community. I've certainly been there very many times myself. There's some I'm in right now. And, the memes, the GIFs, the bull posting, the camaraderie, especially for a lot of people who are really into cryptocurrency. These are going to be young males, individuals who are kind of looking for community, looking for a sense of belonging, looking for a place to be. And, they get into this community with the shared with the shared kind of goal of, hey, we want to make a bunch of money. And we also are united in our general belief and love of this particular cryptocurrency or the development or the memes, the community or whatever have you. All of that is very enticing. It's very seductive, and it's also pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I mean, we're all looking for a place to belong. We're all looking for a sense of purpose. We're all looking for something that gives us that deeper sense of meaning. And unfortunately, a lot of us will tend to find it in finance, which, personally, I think is the wrong place to be looking for that baseline level of community. Unfortunately, we live in a world where so many people feel distanced, where so many people feel apart from community, where so many people feel apart from society. And I think, over the last, several decades, we have done a relatively good job of tearing down these traditional institutions, of tearing down these general sense, this general sense of purpose, particularly for men. And it's something I'm very passionate about. It's something I do a lot about in my personal life with mentoring, with my community outreach, with my church. But again, if we go back to a concept like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right, where we understand that, first off, we need shelter, safety, and security, right, and then we need food, and then we need all this stuff, so these values need to rise up, and self-actualization is at the top. Nobody who is, scraping and, being homeless, for example, is going to be focusing on self-actualization unless you happen to be, like a yogi who has taken on a vow of poverty, and, you are intentionally living this life of less, in pursuit of your self-actualization. That's all well and good. Not necessarily the path I recommend, honestly. But kind of going back to this idea like faith without works is dead. But we'll talk about that later. But anyways, I just want to caution individuals from finding that fundamental sense of purpose and belonging in these online communities, because if you search there first and you don't have a deeper external sense of community or family or friendship that is outside of cryptocurrency, then often that can lead into making poor financial decisions that you are justifying because they're for the good of this online community that you feel a part of. I cannot tell you how many people I've seen kind of be absolutely wrecked by this idea. Going outside of cryptocurrency, the GME and AMC community is a very good example of this. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the situation. This may be how many of you got involved in cryptocurrency in the first place or involved in investing in the first place. This big rush of, stick it to the man investing, AMC, GME to the moon. Right. And, so many people made quite a bit of money doing that. But then a lot of other people ended up, buying at the top or buying on the dip. And we went over this just a couple of days ago. And if you didn't watch that, I cut the clip. You can go watch it on our YouTube channel. It's called Why You Need to Discount Your Crypto Portfolio, where I go over the fact that even if you follow this strategy of buying at the bottom and then, diamond handing for a year or two, right? And that's a good way to make money as long as you actually, invest near the lows historically on even major caps, right? Solana, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all of those, regardless of the fact that Ethereum has underperformed this cycle, regardless of the fact that Solana has overperformed this cycle, that doesn't change the fact that, again, it's been a tried and true investment strategy. And I've gone over this many, many times. What is that level? Well, it's the 200 weekly simple moving average on Bitcoin. Anytime Bitcoin's price is at or below that, that's the area to accumulate for long-term generational wealth. It's just, you just buy when Bitcoin dips down to the 200 weekly simple moving average, and that's it. You guys can turn the video off right now. Literally, that's all the investment advice you're ever going to need with regards to Bitcoin. If it's at the 200 weekly simple moving average, buy, hold, sell when it's really, really high. That's it. It's pretty simple. Rinse, wash, and repeat every 2 years. But again, going back to this kind of AMC thing, I see so many posts still from their community, from GME, from AMC, and they're still living this dream. Like, one of these days, it's going to rise again. It's not. Like, I think that's over. It's a meme coin. It popped, it rose, it popped, it fell, it's down. Maybe one day it will reemerge from the ashes like a phoenix, but it's very unlikely. And it's also very unlikely when you look at the same kind of factor in meme coins on cryptocurrency. Meme coins have kind of one punctuated life cycle, 99.9% of them. They run, they sell off, and then that's it. They're dead. And there's just literally a handful of memes that have pumped, dumped, and then pumped again. And again, we're talking things like Dogecoin. We're talking things like Shiba Inu. Again, you can pretty much list them on one hand. So, I go over this in my other video, if you guys have not seen on our YouTube channel, how to spot 100x altcoins. It's one of our more popular videos, where I go over in that video not only how to analyze low cap potential gems, going on Etherscan, just scanning their community, making sure you're not getting rug pulled and all of that kind of stuff. Because if you can avoid getting rug pulled by blatant scams, that's 99% of the battle. And then the other 1% of the battle is just, again, as you saw me do yesterday, as we were kind of degen trading on the new Unichain, where I was able to make 20% profit in like 10 minutes. That, but again, it was 10 minutes of trading. It was like 45 minutes of filtering, right? Of testing to see if these are rug pulls, of looking at all the information, of kind of, pulling everything together. But again, I digress. So we're kind of getting off track. But again, the moral of the story here is look for your sense of community. I highly recommend this, guys. I know, I might seem like a broken record. I'm just an old fuddy-duddy, right? I'm going to be pushing 40 here in 4 years, but still, the concept is still the same. Especially as a man, if you don't have a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning that is outside and above what you guys are doing on the charts, what you guys are doing with your wallets, it's going to be just much easier for you to get sucked in or listen to advice, sucked into a community that doesn't really care about you, or just make poor financial decisions to kind of benefit your self-actualization or your sense of purpose or community or meaning. And they're not necessarily historically, statistically in your best financial interest. Kind of going back to the old saying, like, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And so this is very true. And I highly recommend, Jordan Peterson talks about this a lot, before you start worrying about trying to solve the world's problems, right? Like, why don't you go make up with your family first? Like, be a strong individual in your personal life, for your family, number one. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes, again, forgiveness is for yourself, not for the other person. But sometimes you're in a crappy situation and you just got to make the best of it. That is the purpose of life, right? You cannot dictate what life gives you. The only thing you can dictate is how you respond, how you react, what you do with what you're given. And that is the difference. That is the difference between somebody who wants to live an accomplished life, regardless of the hand they've been given, or somebody who is willing to settle for less because of the hand that they're given. You have to decide deeply, strongly, internally, personally, what life do you want to live? Are you going to settle for less because of the hand you were given, or are you going to become accomplished and rise above in spite of the hand that you were given? And it's possible. You can do it. As long as you're breathing, you have an opportunity to make today better, tomorrow better, the next day better. Again, not focusing on what life is serving you, but focusing on what can I do in response. Do that first. Be a good member in your community. Get involved with something that gives you meaning and purpose. And then you can search for these more external relationships online. Okay. Sorry. Getting back to what we were talking about. By the way, shout outs to our early chatters. We got Michael saying any getting error failed to load asset after logging in. Are we talking about X? I'm not sure what you mean, buddy. Crypto Rick, shout outs to you. Dan Husky, she loves the snow. Yeah, she just, the moment I woke up this morning, she's just by the front door, like, let me out. Dougie got screwed by AMC. I am sorry to hear that, brother. Saga Alpha Club, good morning to you. Profit Bear, Freeman's, Cryptoverse, good morning. All right, so of course, this coming in from Cointelegraph saying that the altcoin market cap drops $234 billion in 2 weeks, one of the largest devaluations amid weak capital rotation and adoption struggles. We can see that the orange line here is Bitcoin. The yellow line here is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is performing all ERC20 altcoin sectors. Followed below that, what is the green? This looks like either gaming tokens or exchange tokens, holding up relatively well. The black is Ethereum, and what is underperforming the most is going to be the blue. AI tokens are actually underperforming the worst since January, which is so ironic because, it seems like everybody found out about AI tokens about the same time, first couple weeks of January, and it was just down. This is going to be the future, bro. Down 90%. Everything down 90%. This is brutal, man. All right. All right, let's see here. From Glassnode's latest report, this is the altcoin market cap 14-day change chart, saying the altcoin market cap has slumped by $234 billion in the last 2 weeks, making it one of the largest altcoin devaluations, according to Glassnode's latest report. Only 12 trading days have recorded a larger altcoin devaluation, going back to yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure it really shows those days, but we have one obviously kind of prior to July 2021, in July 2021, in July 2022, in January 2025, and then obviously now the February that we have right now. When alt season. All right. There are 20 times more altcoins this cycle compared to 2021, but the same $3 trillion in liquidity is circulating. Odds are 99% of coins you are holding already saw a bull rally. Don't sleep on this information. Stay smart and invest wisely. Well, I'm not really sure how you didn't, that's kind of very vague advice. Thank you very much. Very vague advice. There we go. Yeah, this is your traditional meme. Bitcoin slips 5%, altcoins down 50%, of course. Mid and low caps are starving while the top 10 coins hoard liquidity. ERC20 is moving in sync. And again, this shouldn't really come as a surprise. And so let's just really hit this at its fundamental level. You guys should understand one thing. When it comes to trading, particularly to investing. And this will also inform your trading decisions. The market likes sure things. The market likes security. And as I've discussed many times, Bitcoin's rallies have been intimately tied to federal monetary policy. And so since that is the case, and we wanted this for years, we wanted institutions to come. We wanted the ETFs. We wanted CME futures. We wanted all of the things. We wanted crypto banking. Well, now it's here. And now the institutions are involved. And now we have large funds, acquiring BTC. We have governments acquiring BTC. We're talking about strategic Bitcoin reserves, all of these things. And now, the market has changed significantly. Whereas in the past, we had a significantly less correlation to something like the SPY or the NASDAQ, and things like CPI wouldn't be like, oh my God, like this is the most important thing in the world. Now they are. Now we're just like traditional, SPY futures traders every single day, right? Waking up like, oh, what's the macroeconomic news? Oh, what are Trump tariffs going to do? Oh, what is the Bank of Brazil's interest rate decision going to, all these things. These are things that traditional market traders have been dealing with and navigating around for years. And so I think for a lot of crypto traders, this is quite new to them. And it's hard for a lot of people to adjust, but that's just simply the way it is. So the market likes security. And right now there is just simply, no matter how you want to cut it, regardless of what side of the political aisle that you're on, regardless of whether you're for tariffs, whether you're against tariffs, whether you're for Trump, whether you're against Trump, it doesn't really matter. But right now, there's a huge spanner in the works of how things have been going on for the last, forever. And, lots of stuff's happening. And that makes the market a little indecisive, a little unsure. That's why there's been a flight to bonds. That's why, again, we're seeing all of these things happen. And again, you can go on X, you can subscribe to newsletters, you can read all this macro stuff that you want. All the smartest people in the world have a different perspective on exactly how things are going to pan out, because predicting the future is very hard to do, nay, impossible. And so the best thing that you can do is simply, I love it, I can always fall back on this, just have a strategy, just have data, all right? That is how you can make changes to your strategy. For example, I went over this just a couple of days ago. In a bull market, higher time frame and lower time frame trend following strategies just print money. It almost feels illegal. When we're in a bull market, you got a 15-minute trend following system. Something simple like MAC buys when the MACD crosses up, sells when price closes below the 20 EMA. On the 15-minute chart, that is going to just print you money. It's going to print you money. You get 2x every single cycle, and that's with low risk. It's pretty easy to do, and that's just trading Bitcoin. But when that system stops working really well, that is really your signal that, hey, maybe I should just pause, get out of the market, go to a chop system, go to a mean reversion system, and just, manage my risk much more effectively. And I think a lot of traders just simply have trouble adjusting to that. And again, going back to the video that I made just a couple of days ago, the clip from Monday's show, where we talked about how you have to discount your crypto portfolio value, because at some point you're going to look at your portfolio and it's going to be the highest number that you're ever going to see. But then you always just have to, I just recommend just imagining in your head that whatever number you see when you check your Phantom wallet, when you check your ledger, when you check your cold key, when you check your exchange account, just understand that you're never going to extract that maximum amount of value, because you're not going to sell the top. You're not going to sell the top. And more likely, much more likely, is when you've been conditioned to buy dips in a bull market, when that first big dip happens, you're going to probably view it as a buying opportunity, or you're going to de-risk and then you're going to buy back in on the pump and then it's going to drop more. And so you have all these opportunities to kind of get out with max extractable value, but you almost never take them. And that's true for every seasoned trader. This is why, for example, like we'll see this on the charts in a little bit, even large major funds might not de-risk off of their Bitcoin until Bitcoin is like at or below $70,000 because they're following higher time frame trending systems, right? Large traders are probably just sit and chill because they understand that they're going to take a 30 to 40% haircut off of their Bitcoin positions. But what do they care? They bought at 30, they bought at 15, they bought at 16, they bought at 30,000, right? So getting out at 70,000 is what it is. All right. All right. Phantom wallet service outage. All right, so temporary service outage on February 12th. I guess it is resolved. It was resolved within an hour. But during that 1 hour, users were unable to access their assets, leading to suggestions for alternative wallets like Solflare. I don't know about all that. That seems opportunistic to me. I will just tell you this right now, guys. I love Phantom Wallet. Not sponsored, although I'm open to being sponsored. Phantom, if you guys are watching, will absolutely take a payout for a shill. Now, because Phantom Wallet is fantastic. I use it a lot. I have used it a lot. Let me see. Yeah, my Phantom Wallet is working just fine. And, you know, again, it's a great wallet. I don't know what to tell you. It's a great wallet. It's a great wallet. Hold on a sec. Let me make sure. Let me just check. All right. We're good to go. Oh, my Uniswap wallet's up a little bit. So I want to show you guys, we're going to be doing some more Unichain trading here in a little bit, I think. Hold on a second. I'm actually just looking at this old, should I buy the dip? Don't know. That's a pretty big sell. We do got some big buys coming in, so I actually think that I will buy the dip here. I'm going to show you guys this. This may work out. This may not. We're just degen trading. Who cares? Okay. All right, let's get it a little bit easier for you guys to see. What is going on here? This is not what we want. We want unicorn. Let's see here. Boop. What? On Unichain. Thank you. All right, we're just going to go in for 0.3. Okay. Okay, we got our unicorn, and so I want to show you guys something here. This is, if you've never done this before, this is now my preferred way of taking profits. We're going to go to pool. I did this yesterday. We're going to create a new pool. It's going to be ETH and unicorn. All right, and then it's going to be Unichain ETH, 5% T fee tier is what we're going to choose. It's a V4 position. We're going to continue, and we're going to set a custom range. All right. I'm going to go for the last day. We're going to price in WETH. All right, and so we're going to say we're going to go here, and we're just going to, what's that? 40%? Okay, that'll be fine. And, oh, actually I prefer set. We can set it in unicorn. That's going to be much easier. Thank you so much. Over the last day. Now I can set my custom range. And we're going to say, all right, so now we're in WEF. Let's kind of zoom out here. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. And we're going to see how stupid we are. But we're going to say 6640 to 1000. $6640. Why did you not let me do that? Why are you resetting? This is bothering me quite a bit. Why? You're bothering me, dude. Oh man, what the heck's going on? It's super weird. Apparently it does not like that. So I'm having some issues. That's so weird. Okay. All right, we'll just do it like this. Although I don't like this too much. We're gonna go 6% down and 40% up, I suppose. We're gonna go continue. It is not letting me provide single side liquidity. Oh, I know why. Because I have to go up. There we go. You're frustrating me. It was easily letting me. Okay, unicorn F. There we go. Let's try that. Thank you. All right, it doesn't like that. Fun times. I had no problem doing this yesterday. There we go. Continue. Why are you not letting me provide single side liquidity? This is super frustrating. It was letting me provide single side liquidity no problem yesterday. All right. I don't like problems. So I wanted to show you guys that because this is what I did twice yesterday. And we went from 800 up to almost 1100, which was pretty easy. And the whole point of providing single side liquidity is that it's going to smooth out your profit taking area. And you get to earn fees. So not only are you going to be profiting off of a trade, ideally, but basically as price goes up through your specified range, you are going to be swapping your unicorn for Ethereum. So other people are paying you for the privilege and a fee on top of the privilege of swapping into your position. It reduces your slippage. It allows you to take profit a lot easier. And so again, just this idea of buying whatever asset that you're going to be providing. Buying what asset you're interested in trading, and then providing that single-sided liquidity so that you are essentially on the ask side of their bids. All right, you're on the ask side of their bids. They're taking from you. 5% fee tier is absolutely fine for something as low cap and volatile as this. And again, it smooths out your process. But the challenge is you have to be monitoring price, because once assume price pumps and you're happy, well, you then need to A, collect your fees, and B, close your liquidity position, because the worst thing that can happen is, let's just say that you specify like, okay, this range right here from right here. So as price rises through the top of this range, the amount of unicorn you have is going to decrease from 100% down to 0%. But as price comes down, you're going to swap back. You're going to swap your Ethereum back into unicorn. So the ideal thing is that price goes through the top of your range. You're 100% in ETH. You've taken your profit. And then what you want to do is you got to close that liquidity position, because if price goes up and then comes back down into your range before you close it, you're going to swap back into unicorn, which is ideally not what you want. Although you're going to be making fees the whole way around. All right, so we're going to get back into the scuttlebutt. We're just going to hold on to this position for now, and we'll come back to this. I'm just going to monitor price here as we're doing this. Annoying. All right, Phantom saying we are currently experiencing a temporary service outage. Our team is actively working to resolve the issue. All services are back up. We apologize for the downtime. So Phantom, I guess pretty good actually, because they were able to restore service within 1 hour. So that's pretty good. I just, completely slept through it. Not really slept through it, but I wasn't really paying attention. Phantom wallet is down. If you're stuck in a risky position that you need out of, you can import your private keys into Soulflare. So Soulflare is okay, but it is just not nearly as good as Phantom. I'm not gonna lie. It just doesn't even come close to the glory and beauty that is Phantom. Phantom feels like you're using an iPhone. Soulflare, kind of feels like you're using, I don't know, like an old model Samsung, like an old model Samsung. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. And finally, let's talk about this. Not really the focus of the show, but we'll talk about it because this is one I feel relatively bullish about, I guess, in general. Not necessarily for price of the cryptocurrency markets, but, for American society as a whole. So the U.S. Senate has confirmed Tulsi Gabbard as the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence. Obviously, listen, there's so many other channels out there that you guys can go listen to if you're into this kind of thing, if you're on this side of the aisle. But I just want to say that this, combined with what Trump floated just a couple of days ago, which would be a full pardon for Edward Snowden, this is crazy. This is things that that privacy advocates, people that really care about privacy, people that really care about putting the government in its place, about, everything. This is things thought completely impossible just a couple of years ago, just a couple of months ago, right? Everybody thought, even with, Tulsi, trying to get into the system, that, the deep state would absolutely triumph, that there would be no chance, that she would have to cave, all of these kind of things, that she would have to toe the line. And if you guys watch the Senate confirmation hearings, the number one thing that they grilled her about was they just kept pressing her over and over and over again to declare Edward Snowden as a traitor, and she refused to do that. And now Trump has floated a pardon of Edward Snowden. I mean, this is just crazy, right? So I think this is a huge win for privacy. This is a huge win for good things out there, and a good step in the right direction. So I will leave it at that. Let me know your guys' comments on this. Do you think this is good? Do you think this is bad? But yes, she has been confirmed as DNI, and RFK is next. So RFK should be Thursday, Friday. So he's next on the ballot. Hopefully we can get America looking healthier again. Anything else trending that I think is relatively important? I don't think so. Obviously, inflation came in this morning. We had this morning's CPI print. It wasn't really anything. The expectation was 2.9%. It came in at 3.0%. So inflation is ticking back up a little bit. Of course, that is January's inflation. but overall, not insanely terrible. Hey, thank you, Martin. I appreciate that, man. Glad you're here. All right, with that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, that's the daily scuttlebutt. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys, if there's anything you guys want me to focus on in tomorrow's scuttlebutt session. But for now, let's get into today's crypto market update. Okay. I do understand that the chart is pretty scrunched. So let me know if that is just so terribly like impossible to view or read, and we will try and do what we can. But we'll start off here, of course, with our macros. Where is Bitcoin at in its overall cycle? It is about 50% of the way through the cycle, 6% below the center of the logarithmic channel, 46% above support. Keep in mind that that doesn't necessarily mean the bottom. This lower logarithmic channel has always been that kind of generational back the truck up area for Bitcoin, and see how it nicely coincides with the 200 weekly simple moving average as well. That's why I say, you know, this is all fancy and good. You guys can, you know, use this indicator on your charts. It's just the Bitcoin power law corridor available from Capriol, who makes some great kind of on-chain and fundamental indicators. But, you know, for the simpler, for the average, for the common man, just that 200 weekly simple moving average. B-Flow, welcome on in, man. Good to see you, brother. All right, Bitcoin volatility is picking up. 7-day volatility relative to, 24-hour volatility relative to 7-day volatility. Typically, when we get above 0.5% on this metric is when we want to be taking profits on directional positions, or even potentially fading dominant directions. And so we're not quite there yet, but we are getting quite close. And when volatility is very low, that's generally when we want to be speculating on a breakout in one direction or the other. Bitcoin dominance does continue to pull back a little bit following that reversal candle that we had on February 8th, so just 4 days ago. So we've had 4 days of mild downside in Bitcoin dominance. Coming up on our 10-period exponential moving average, will we get a bounce here? Possibly. As far as the weekly chart is concerned, we are, of course, overbought, pulling back a little bit in today's weekly. So this is a nice reversal looking candle. So again, if Bitcoin dominance is going to take a huge slide to the downside, that means one of two things. It means altcoins are going to get hammered because USDT dominance or stablecoin dominance is going to rise, and we're just going to go more into full bear mode, or stablecoin dominance is actually going to decline. Bitcoin dominance is going to decline, and altcoins are going to rise up. Honestly, it's anybody's guess at this point in time. Looking at stablecoin dominance on the daily time frame, we did get a reversal candle about 2 days ago on the 10th. We are struggling. We are showing a lot of resistance at that 200 daily SMA. Don't really have any weekly metrics for this chart, so that's all I will simply point out. Potential pullback down here would be lovely to see for the altcoin market capitalization. Looking at altcoin price performance relative to Bitcoin here on the daily time frame, we are still deeply oversold. We are doing a little bit of a scallop here. All right, hopefully looking for a bump and run. We would want to see this above about 2.78 million. This is, of course, others. So this is all altcoin market. This is all altcoin price performance relative to the price of Bitcoin minus the top 10. So again, we see that the top 10, as we read earlier, have really been hoarding liquidity. And again, going back to what I was saying earlier, when we think about the markets like stability, and when there's indecision in the markets, when we don't really know what's coming down the pipe, in traditional markets, people are going to get out of stocks and they're going to go to bonds. But even in cryptocurrency, yes, some individuals will sell, but other individuals will simply sell their more speculative assets and go into what they consider to be more established assets. And we're seeing that with altcoins too. Even though altcoins are down, even though the top 10 are down relative to Bitcoin quite a bit, they're still holding up significantly better than anything below the top 10. All right, Bitcoin, we still have a weekly bullish trend. We have not closed below the 10-period weekly exponential moving average. Again, as I've mentioned many times, that is always a very bad signal for Bitcoin. Usually when we do close below the 10 weekly, we do bounce back for a lower high and then enter into bearishness. We've seen it multiple times, but we've already done that. We've already double topped here at this potential market top. And so again, the market is just holding on for dear life. Is this going to be a bottom? One thing I've pointed out also is that our volatility metric typically tops around 80 to 85% when Bitcoin market cycles or local cycles peak, and then we kind of descend into a double top while volatility drops. We see it here, we see it over here, and now we're seeing it here, which is why I'm less in favor of a close below the 10 weekly moving average leading to a bounce, although of course anything is possible. We could get something like a triple top or at least a lower high. Much more likely, unfortunately, that if we do now close below the 10 weekly moving average, that we just descend down into support, just as we did here, and we entered into the summer doldrums. Again, my overall thesis is that we enter into the winter doldrums. I've been saying that for quite a while, until we get some more clear policy from the Fed, until monetary policy shifts to something like QE, to something more positive. Again, that could happen in March, that could happen in May. Wow, there's a lot of headspace for this shot. Hold on a second. There we go. It's a little bit better. Still a lot of headspace. Bitcoin on the daily time frame is deviated below our guppy boundaries. We are kind of in that lower channel where we are descending support close to 90,000, where we have seen some pretty significant dips before. Volatility is compressing quite a bit. Thank you, somebody, for the sub. Tommy Ahmed, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, brother. Welcome to the family. We are again consolidating, tightening volatility here. Support all the way down at 79,396. The big level to watch. I know everybody is, just kind of obsessed with this trade, and there's nothing wrong. I'm not mad at you if you're taking on some risk right now and targeting for kind of a mean reversion trade, looking for a lower high up to something like 102, 104. That's absolutely fine. I think you've got some clear invalidation, so it's not a stupid trade. Again, you don't want to see it close below 93,000 at this point in time. That would be quite bearish. But again, we're entering into a kind of a value area high for the value area low for the market. So I don't see anything wrong with putting on a position here, looking for some long exposure here. That's absolutely fine. You are betting against the trend. The trend is looking like it's going to bend. But again, I see it. The trade I'm really excited about is that breakout above 108, above 109,000. Just let me double check something here real quick. All right, check my copy trade out here. I'm up about 200 bucks today. We do need to get a little bit lower. Yeah, Ave is actually holding on kind of decently. Just a second, guys. Let me update this position. 247. All right. Okay. Where were we? And again, what's the primary thing to watch here? As we've said before, 4-hour time frame. We've just seen Bitcoin continually reject from these 4-hour guppy bands. And so something that might be exciting is getting a 4-hour close above, at this point in time, what are we at? About 97,600, let's just call it 97,700, which is where our current level of resistance is right now. That hasn't happened yet. It's only happened once since the beginning of February, and that was a fake out. So the only thing really I guess, bullish that I see is this big wick to the downside. This is a nice 4-hour wick to the downside. If we're going to have more upside here, then I would be targeting maybe like a 3% move up from Bitcoin up to about 100,000 would be on the table, and then kind of going from there. But right now, we don't have that 4-hour breakout. We are at 4-hour resistance. So we'll see. I guess on the lower time frames, this is the spot that Bitcoin might bounce. We've kind of broken up above our guppy bands. Are we going to maintain our bullish trend from the value area high or descend back down as we have every other time? Time will tell. Time will tell. I want to check something here real quick. Yeah, my pullback strategy has not fired off a signal since the end of January. So we're just not in pullback mode right now. We are in indecision bear mode right now. So really no reason to take a trade. Nothing worth forcing here. Ethereum, we've talked about this before. We are at an interesting price point, kind of consolidating right at the 200 weekly SMA. Historically, this is where Ethereum has bounced going back to September 2023. Recently, of course, a triple top at about $4,000. So again, I can see the point of putting on some risk here. Not mad at you. Daily time frame. Not only are we trending to the downside, we're trending below the fast moving averages. So again, I wouldn't really even get excited until Ethereum is above 2728, which is where our 10 exponential moving average is at. Daily volatility is getting close to a max out, so we could experience a bit of a recovery bounce here. I can see it. I don't want to get too excited about low prices on our assets, but I also don't want to ignore things that are right in front of me. 4-hour time frame, again, the level to watch for is about 2,740. If we get that, we could see basically a run, about a 12% run in Ethereum up to about 3,000. So that's kind of what I'm watching. Potential trade on the table for us, but I do want to see that kind of breakout confirmation. 5-minute bounce zone right now, so not a bad, kind of day trade scalp right now. Looking at Solana, Solana is also descending to weekly supports. Basically our weekly guppy bands right here. Support down at $91.22. If we probably lose 160, that's probably where we're going. Let's see, our weekly volatility is relatively low, so probably going to be getting a big move within the next month on Solana. Daily time frame, again, kind of similar to Ethereum, but on the daily time frame where we are basically at our 200 daily SMA level of support. Lowered volume, price just came up and rejected from the 10 exponential moving average. So I guess the only trade on the table I really see for Solana, unless you are just, again, shorting from the rejection, is looking for something like a double bounce trading to the upside, but just hard for me to be really bullish, guys. Sorry. 4-hour time frame, again, signal to watch for here is probably a close above 204, which is where our 4-hour guppy levels of resistance are right now. Other than that, we've just rejected every single time. So again, the only thing you're really buying here is, maybe support, right? Maybe support. So maybe not a bad idea. And then unlike Ethereum and Bitcoin, not really showing that same 5-minute bullishness here. XRP, we've talked about this before. We are at the 10 weekly exponential moving average level of support. Obviously, losing this is probably going to lead to more downside for XRP. Bitcoin is also, XRP has also deviated below our daily guppies for the first time, and our 10 exponential moving average is acting as resistance. So maybe a close above $2.50 could potentially be exciting here. Again, same levels to watch are our 4-hour guppy bands right here, where we have resistance at about $2.50. And so maybe a close above that, we get a conservative run of about 12% up to about $2.82. And like Bitcoin and Ethereum, showing a little bit of a bullish pattern here. Not a bad pullback trade that just occurred as price returned to our 5-minute guppy bands right here. So obviously not always a decent strategy to buy pullbacks when things are trending to the upside. And finally, finishing off our regular analysis with Dogecoin. Doge has, of course, descended into the bowels of El Diablo, down to our weekly levels of support. Support level right now is sitting at about 20 cents. Breakout level is sitting at about 30 cents, where our 10 weekly exponential moving average is sitting. On the daily time frame, we can see that, like so many assets, Dogecoin is trading just right above its 200 weekly SMA. Level to break in the short term is about 27 cents, and resistance overhead at around 30 cents. And on the 4-hour time frame, again, are we possibly witnessing the beginning of big breakouts across the board, because everything is kind of coming up and looking to test this 4-hour level of guppy resistance? So that level right now on Dogecoin is about 26.5 cents. Again, if we could start getting closing above that, I think again it might not be a bad idea to put on some long risk, because things are probably going to make a run for the 200 SMA. Ideally, I'm trying to be optimistic, guys. I'm trying to be optimistic. All right. Looking at our global markets, gold is having a bit of a down day after a reversal yesterday. Silver is charging back pretty strongly today, sitting at $32.26. Natural gas in the form of the ETF, my favorite, the UNG, I'm hoping is not putting in a head and shoulders pattern, because I really wanted UNG to go up a little bit more. Accumulated UNG around $13, $12. Now we're up at 18. I have taken a little bit of profit, so my trade is in a no-loss situation, but I just want to see UNG continue to rise and do well. Oil is having a pretty sharp down day today, down to $71.47 on the NYMEX. I really want to see it break down below 67, and I will be the happiest person in the world. The SPY gap down pretty sharply today, but has now just returned back to its range, so holding daily support here pretty well. Interesting to note on the SPY, again, we're not really making significant progress. Stiff resistance at 612 and making new highs on the SPY, and a breakdown below 597 might take us down to 569. So that's the bear market we want to avoid. Nasdaq obviously gapped down sharply today as well, but again right back up into the range. So far holding daily support at about 516.45. Breakdown is going to be putting us down to maybe 488, which again historically is a long-term buying opportunity unless we enter into a bear market. And then U.S. equities today, MicroStrategy gap down, bounced up. Coinbase gap down, bounced up. NVIDIA gap down, bounced up. SMCI still trading with an inside bar. Tesla pumping a little bit today. Palantir gap down, popped right back up. Vistra gap down, popped right back up. And DJT gap down, popped right back up as well. So, but DJT is holding on by a thread. Nobody using Truth Social. Crypto Rick asks, what are my thoughts on Bitcoin potentially being bottomed out here? I don't know. I've been asked that like 19 times over the last 3 months. This time is different, we swear. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Let's put on our reversal system. I mean, on a weekly time frame, we've basically been heavily oversold since October. All right. Let's see here. We had a buy signal in September 16th that went absolutely nowhere. Even regular bullish divergence throughout, basically December and November that went absolutely nowhere on the weekly time frame. I mean, so listen, yes, from a decent reversal trade setup, I mean, we are deviated below the lower boundary of the Bollinger Bands. We have a little bit of volatility compression right here. Not a ton of volume, I would say, particularly on the Binance chart. And I mean, support is like down here more, right? Support is still about 45% away, bro. Like, I mean, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm not a value investor, dude. I'll buy Ethereum when it's going back up, and I'm mostly just looking at its USD value at this point in time. Although, to be fair, I think there is a lot to be said for looking at the Bitcoin value or the Bitcoin value on most of these charts, but it's basically given the same signal, over the last year, which is just like, why have you held anything besides Bitcoin? Bitcoin has long-term overperformed everything else. And guys, just remember that I'm a Bitcoin maxi. You know, all of these altcoins are cool and they're great ways to make money and increase your Bitcoin stack. But if you really just want to be invested, if you want to sit on the sidelines, you know, if you want to just kind of a passive idea for how to improve your financial situation, if you want to invest in something that's going to have legs in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 50 years, it's Bitcoin. It's not Ethereum, it's Bitcoin. And drink creatine every day. Yeah, I don't really, we could speculate that it's bottomed out, but as you guys know, that's not really what I do. I'm a trend following trader. What I will say is that if Bitcoin can get back above like 0.04, then that'll be interesting, because it did that over here, broke back above the 200 weekly HMA and went on a run. Of course, that was back in 2020. You know what I mean? And it's just basically been down only since that top. So Sol BTC holding up significantly better, right? But are we going to see the same thing, right? Like Sol BTC unable to get above like 0027 and now rejecting. Are we going to break down from support here? Is the question. So again, you guys can just basically like load up your chart. If your asset is above all major moving averages, then it's okay to hold it in your portfolio. If it's not, you should just hold Bitcoin. Fabulous hindsight, much better to have owned MicroStrategy. I guess, yeah. But I mean, a lot of crypto traders aren't stock traders, don't feel comfortable with stock trading. So, I mean, that's just like your opinion, bro, you know? Just teasing you, dude. Yeah, again, but MicroStrategy, like fabulous hindsight, right? What else are we doing here? Okay. Let's actually go through and do some analysis now and look for potential setups on the daily time frame. Yeah, so unfortunately for Bitcoin to generate another trend following breakout signal, we really do need to get back above 109,000. So that is quite a gulf. It's about 13% to the upside. So again, yes, we are kind of at or near support. So I definitely see the opportunity. I'm not going to be mad at anybody for putting on some risk right now and wanting to target towards the upper edge of the range, because we are kind of range trading. And again, range trading, buy support, sell resistance, absolutely fine with that. Just understand that, you know, it's a little bit higher risk. Solana on the daily time frame is having a down day. We're actually getting a continuation short signal on today's daily close. Ethereum, as I said, would have gotten the signal to close out positions 2 days ago on the 10th, right here on the 10th. And essentially price is right back where it was when we would have closed that position out, coming off our last continuation signals that we got on February 2nd. And we've basically been, my system has just been recommending shorting the entire time. So nothing really to do here. MNT, no exit signal yet. The last continuation short signal was on February 7th. Mantra Ohm. Let's see here. Yeah, I would probably be out of Mantra Ohm because my daily momentum oscillator is curling over. It's been an incredible run. I definitely could have performed better on this trade. I bought here and sold here, but it is what it is. Phantom. Nice pop off the bottom from Phantom. What's going on, baby? All right. Phantom needs to get back above 77 cents for a true, or I'll say 78 cents for a true breakout trade. Might get a little bit lower as we get down there. But definitely a nice pop off the bottom, right? Not gonna lie about that. Let's see if we can get above that. Looking at our EMAs here. Yeah, we're above the 10, so I mean, maybe we make a pop, another 23% pop to the 200 daily SMA. Kind of retest the breakdown zone. Looks like we also basically have resistance here and here, so there's definitely liquidity in this zone. So be careful, because we're probably coming up on the area where it's mostly faded. But hey, you guys trade your own accounts. Wait. Sorry. Yeah, and if yesterday we got our take profit short signal coming off of that continuation short signal on February 3rd, so we were able to get out, I don't know, with a smidgen of profit, with like a smidgen of profit on that last short on FTM. Ondo Finance, bouncing off the 200 SMA. We do need a daily close of $1.64 for a nice trending breakout trade again. We did get a short signal a couple of days ago, so I guess we'll see how that one plays out. Radium, yeah, well, no, did that invalidate? No, it didn't invalidate. February 11th, we would have gotten a exit short signal yesterday following that initial short signal on February 3rd. So that trade's closed out. Really nothing to do on Radium. Hyperliquid. Building a base of support higher and higher. We only really have our 10, our 20, well, all our EMAs are converging right now. So just consolidation. I guess volatility is probably dropping relatively low right now. Again, just trade the breakout in whatever direction it goes. Hyperliquid's been one of the top performing assets of the cycle, and people are shilling it like it is the second coming of Christ. Bear Bull, making money systems trading. You god darn right. Good to see you, Bob. All right, for ZERP, XRP does need to get back above like $3.16 for a more attractive breakout. We are consolidating below major moving averages. Let's see here. Actually getting a continuation short signal on today's daily close. SUI. Let's see, our last continuation short signal would have been on February 2nd, and we got an exit signal on February 10th. So really nothing to do right now. SUI needs to get back above $5, which is quite a ways. It's about a 48% move for SUI if we're going to have a big breakout. Let's see here. Continuation short signal on February 2nd, and we did get an exit signal on February 9th. So we'd be out of ENA. That was the last short that we took. Pepe Le Frog, rejecting from the 10 period exponential moving average. Maybe if we can get above like 10.15, then we can make a run to the 200 SMA, which is about a 30% move for Pepe, but really nothing from my system. We had a continuation short signal on February 2nd and a close on February 9th, so nothing to do. Depeche Mode is consolidating below all major moving averages and currently rejecting from them. Maybe we get excited on a breakout above, I don't know, 20 cents. JTO. Let's see, we got a short signal that is now underwater on February 5th and probably exiting out of that short today, which, you know, whatever. JTO needs to get back above $3.29 for a nice and proper breakout. Other than that, again, I can see the range trade. Hedera hash graph, just, you know, not doing much. Short signal on January 29th and an exit signal on February 10th. So a couple of days ago. We are a little bit lower than that, but no action to take on JTO right now. Aave, unable to get above the 10 exponential moving average in a bearish trend. A continuation short signal on February 2nd and February 11th. We would have closed out. So nothing to do on Aave right now. We are coming up closely to the 200 SMA, but I need Aave to get back above like 350 before it's attractive for a breakout. Pengu only knows how to sell. The green button is broken on the Pengu terminals, I have been told. Grass is now above the 10 daily exponential moving average. Did get a take profit short signal right here just a couple of days ago. So let's see if we can get above, I don't know, $1.98. Morpho, potential double bottom, but rejection from the 10 exponential moving average. Maybe if we can get above $2.10, we can get a run, a 20% run up to $2.57. Chainlink chilling right above the 200 daily SMA. Current rejection from the 10 daily exponential moving average. Really want Chainlink back above $26 before I'm super excited about it, which is about 40% to the upside, but nobody said this was going to be easy. AI agents, let's see how slaughtered they are after a little bit of a pop a couple of days ago. AI agent, AI XBT down. Tau rejecting from the 10 daily. Or no, sorry, that was virtuals. Tau, not bad, not bad. Let's see if we can get a little bit higher on Tau. I'm not too excited about it. Render right now rejecting from the 10 daily exponential moving average. Might be a trade above $4.59. Fetch AI. Bob the Builder with $20. My dude, how are you going to eat today, man? That was for the burritos at the taco truck, bro. But he says, best knowledge I've found on the planet comes from me. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. You're one of my favorite people on God's green earth. AI 16Z having a down day after a nice pop. Take profit short signal, so really nothing to do so far on AI 16Z unless we're trading reversals. Graphane had a little bit of a pop last week. A little bit of a pop over the last 4 days, but currently selling back down. Cookie selling off after its pop. Vader double topping, maybe triple topping here. Yes, no, error selling off, well, not a ton, but quite a bit after it's popped right there. SNAI is holding on. Noor is selling off after its pop. Usuals is selling off after its pop. Jesus is just chilling. So far has not broken above the 10 daily exponential moving average. We will be giving away 1 billion of these bad boys at the end of the stream, so make sure you stay tuned for that. White Rock, not really doing anything. What? With another $20, Bob the Builder with a super chat, man, says this is for our burrito day. I'm gonna be able to get one of them super-sized burritos from the taco. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about them burritos that you need a cart to carry. You know, I tell them you put the extra spicy on there. That might better have guacamole in there, man. I need that sour cream. And I'm not talking the American taco. They're like, what do you want on it? Oh, lettuce, shredded cheese, and onion. What are we doing here? I want red beans on that bad boy. I want some of that Mexican rice, some of that Mexican street corn you put on that taco. As much salsa as you're legally allowed to put on that thing. Woo! You serve it up. Give me some extra beans and rice on the side. Tell you what, man. Thank you, Bob. You're the best, man. Chain, Barracuda is up about 20% since its lows. I would not get too excited. That's about what I've got. All right, we have been live for an hour. I finished my creatine water here. All right, let's go see. Have I been devastated in the altcoin markets? Just a little bit. I'm mildly devastated. Mildly devastated on Unichain. All right. All right, let's go see. If we can now, for the love of all that is holy, just unicorn. Yeah, see, I don't understand why. Yeah, this is super weird, man. I didn't have any problems doing this yesterday. I didn't have any problems at all.
Yeah. So weird, man. Let's see if it's going to let me set it with F. Okay. We'll just try and set it with F. All right. But the problem is I want the range. Zoom out. There we go. I don't want to be too greedy. Let's see if this is going to work. So we're gonna have to do some napkin math. What? Cancel. Calculator. Thank you. All right. Price of Ethereum is currently, mail me out, $2,654.60 divided by. All right, so we want to take profit between 6,912 and 8,000. $9.12. Copy. Minimum price. All right, and then same thing. We're gonna go 2,660 divided by 8,000. Copy. Why is that an invalid range? Oh, sorry. I'm dividing by the wrong thing. In USD. My bad. Let's do that again. 2,654.60 divided by, let's see here. Let's do not 1,800. All right, there we go. Copy. Paste. Now we're getting somewhere. And let's say not 0.9, not 2. Paste. Why? Nope, not minus 1%, 10%. Zoom out a little bit, and let's go up to, yeah, I don't want to get greedy. 30% seems fine. All right, let's try that. Continue. Nah, man. I give up on this. I have no idea why it's not working. It worked just fine to provide single side liquidity. It sounds like popcorn or rain in the background. It's my daughter eating a bag of chips. Don't you need to turn numbers around as well? Max will be minimum and minimum will be max. I mean, I'm willing to try anything at this point in time. Let's see. Let's go to our daily range, which is what? Let's see here. Zero point 12345 1. You like that? No, man. No matter, it will not let me set my own price range, which is just beyond frustrating. Full range for the day. Made like $200 doing this yesterday. And it was just super simple. I just clicked unicorn. I put in the price just as it was on my chart. And now it just won't let me type in numbers. So I give up. Oh, let's get some music going. That way you won't hear the popcorning. Yeah, I already tried all that, man. I tried Ethereum. I established my range. But if I set Ethereum and I use the Ethereum range, right, then it wants Ethereum liquidity. And I don't want to provide Ethereum liquidity. I just want to provide unicorn liquidity. That's all I want to do. See, for some reason, so this needs to be a unicorn. Although I guess it doesn't really matter. It shouldn't matter, theoretically. Yeah, and now it won't even... Oh, I don't want full range. I'm glad... I hope this is so exciting for you guys. I know it's exciting for me. Yeah. Fuck you. And here I was just, you know, I was really talking up Uniswap V4 because it is great, man. And Unichain's cool. It's super cheap. All right, let's go see if we can degen some other stuff while we're waiting for Unicorn to pop. All right, just remind you guys of our filters. We are looking for anything with liquidity of at least $10,000, a minimum FDV of $100,000. It can't be more than 48 hours old, and it's got to have at least 30 one-hour transactions. And the only thing we see here is, of course, the thing that we're trading, which is Unicorn. Let's see here. We saw some buys come in. We saw 1529 come in about 7 minutes ago. We saw 1594 come in about 12 minutes ago. About $1,000 here. This was 30 minutes ago, and 30 minutes ago we saw some big sells. This would have been right around here. We saw some big sells come in. That's about it. Everything else is not looking too. Unidoge, I think, has now grown because it's got but it's only had 16 transactions in the last hour, so not really interested. That setting that requirement for hourly transactions really helps you avoid sitting and holding on something that you don't want to sit and hold on for a long time, and really lets you see like, hey, what is popular right now today? Because that's what we want. We want what is popular right now today, right now. What are people buying? What are people aping? Yesterday saw quite a bit of aping, and overnight we had some good pops on everything. And it's possible that we're just in a season of, let's see how many hourly, about 27 hourly transactions. So yeah, we know these are, if it doesn't have a profile picture, it's a scam. We already filtered these yesterday to know that at least they're not scams. I don't really see any big players here on Tiny, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, we got some people like coming in with peanuts. So if I come in here with 300 bucks, I'm probably gonna get dumped on. But whatever, we'll do it for the content. Ryan Rocket, everything is good, man. We'll go in for 0.08. Come on. All right. All right, so we got that going on. Do we have any? Let's make sure we're logged into ByDFi, centralized exchange partner of the show, guys. Get your VIP level 1 fee advantaged account. Go copy trade me, whatever you want to do. And we are logged in. We're good. All right. Let's get our day trading hats on and see if we got any trades. So 1:23 in the afternoon is always the best time to be doing some day trading. No, I just don't really see too much going on with BTC. How am I feeling about BNB? Honestly, I don't know. I don't really look at BNB too much. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I feel great about it. I feel so good about BNB right now. I feel better about BNB than I felt about anything in my life. Tell you what. Now, hold on, guys. I'm going to use the... I'm going to go grab some water real quick. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Or else. Okay. Ooh, one thing real quick. Media source control. Where is Be Right Back? Oh, I guess I can't do it. Ah, source visibility. My bad. 1 second, guys. What? Oh. What screen are we on? Full screen chart pre-record. And the scene is Be Right Back. Yep. Excellent. Let's make sure that works right. Yay! Now I can do it with a button. Cool. Sorry about that. You guys don't really care. Little ins and outs of the OBS. All right. Sorry, man. BNB. Okay. All right. BNB has had a nice bounce off of the bottom. My system would have shorted here and exited here. Okay. So I've got no trend following signal since here to here on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, I would be looking for a close of $7.10. The baseline is tilted down, so there's a higher risk of a throwback and rejection following that signal. Reduces the accuracy by about 50%. If the angle is curling down, you can see it here. For example, here's some good examples of price of BNB bouncing strongly off the bottom. And then when we finally close above the baseline, notice how the baseline is still angled down. So that's kind of just telling you the trend is overall to the downside. So the angle can be deterministic. Nice bounce from basically the 200 SMA. This is where we bounced here. This is where we bounced here. Obviously big deviation, but a nice bounce here. BNB is up quite a bit from the lows. Exchange tokens are about 40% up from the lows, so not bad. Good snipe. I slept on BNB. But again, we would have a breakout signal on a daily close above 710.67 is where we're currently sitting right now. Momentum oscillator, not oversold, still in bearish control zone. Some decent WADA volume coming in right now. Let's take a look at the volatility system. Yeah, also at 720 is where that upper boundary of the Bollinger Band is. We got daily maxed out volatility down here, so that was pretty good. And taking a look at the reversal system. Yeah, we're still technically heavily oversold on the daily time frame. That's crazy. But yeah, I don't have any signals for this right now. I would actually probably be like the way I look at this as a trend following trader, I'd be looking to fade somewhere around here, or the second my momentum oscillator rolls back over to the downside, I'd be looking for a continuation short, just like we got one here. These are obviously initial short signals here and here. So I don't really see a trade on the table for me personally. On the 4-hour time frame, obviously we got a nice little trend following signal here, and then a continuation long signal here that's played off pretty well. 4 hour is almost overbought, not quite. This is a very good profit taking candle, I'll just say that. It's a very nice profit taking candle on long swings. I'm just not too super psyched up about big long-term continuations at this point in time, as long as everything's still underneath the baseline, because I tend to focus on trades like this and trades like this, and not necessarily these trades right here. But congratulations if you're holding this token, and I will say that this is a nice looking profit taking candle. That's all I will say for reversal trade setups. You want to sell on nice big greenies. So no, I'm not too excited about BNB right now today at this point in time, but good move. All right. We do have a short-term 15-minute bullish trend, but volume is not in our favor. So we are not going to be taking any 15-minute longs right now, unfortunately. It just kind of looks like the momentum is mildly out. We're going to get prepped for our epic marble race. Oh no, do I have to add the names back in? No, I do not. Okay, we're good. Make sure I did take Risky's name off of here. She was the winner yesterday. And Risky, if you're watching, I do need to send you your tokens. Let's actually do that almost right now. And I have new entries that I need to add. Yeah, we have actually quite a few new entries today. So let's add them up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 new entries. We've got Ruade B, we've got Kabir, we've got Kenny O, we've got Lionheart, we've got Sky, we've got Cootie Forever. Hope I don't have Cooties Forever. We've got Cardano Boy, we've got Fundeus, we've got the ever-present Link Marine, and Book of Crypto as well. All right. If you guys want to get entered into our marble race, all of the instructions are pinned on my X, on my Twitter. Link in the description to follow me on there, cracking_crypto. And yeah, we got all you guys. We'll be giving away 1 billion Jesus coins momentarily. All right. Bam. And then, okay. I have your Ethereum address now. Mr. or Mrs. Risky. And see, are we getting wiped out here yet? Not yet. Are we getting wiped out? All right, Tiny's kind of moving to the upside, not bad. What are we up? 5%. That's nothing to write home to mom about. Ooh, this is what we need. Sorry, give me a moment here, guys, while I send yesterday's winner their Jesus tokens. Send. Shoot. There's your Ethereum address. Excellent. Send to this address. 66 C7 C5 C7 C5. Yes. We've got 2 more days. Oh wait, 1 more day. Today and tomorrow of the giveaway. Sending yesterday's winner right now. All right. Boom. Okay. Transaction completed. Nuclear launch detected. Come on, unicorn, let's go, baby. Pump it up. I hope they hodl too, man. A federal judge has ruled that President Trump does in fact have constitutional authority to freeze or limit certain federal funding. This means the Trump White House can withhold funding without the district court's prior approval. Cincinnati Children's Hospital denies Vice President J.D. Vance's 12-year-old son, 12-year-old relative, J.D. Vance's 12-year-old relative a heart transplant because she is not vaccinated against COVID-19 due to religious beliefs. Wow. Oh, we're about to have a civil war, I'll tell you what. Trump just had a phone call with Vladimir Putin. Two countries will immediately begin negotiations to end the war in Ukraine. Can you believe it, folks? Can you believe it? Here live. Let's go through our... Oh, no, not this. What are we doing? On our centralized exchange screener. And we're going to filter for ByBit. And we're going to sort by, can we get bigger? Thank you very much. And we're going to filter by 24-hour change. Bake having the biggest move to the upside here. Okay. Let's check it out. Good old pump and dump. I don't think we can trade this one though. What about cake? Holy shnikes, cake's pumping. Yeah, that's a big one, man. Man. I'll get back to you in a second, bro. So we're probably just better off. So we literally just got another entry opportunity on this bad boy. So we are probably just better off fading. $97,225 maybe. And we'll set our TP at 95,974. We'll see how that plays out. $97,225. Whoa. That's weird. $96,816. Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. That's not a copy trade. I was like, what the heck? All right. And I set a entry. Yo ho ho. I set a limit entry at my stop loss. This is just my features account, but I set a limit entry at my stop loss for my copy trade account, which is often how I do things. Just like devastate myself for the sake of those following me on ByDFi. We'll see. The philosophy here is pretty simple, guys. It's just hard for most people to do, and whether or not it's effective, it doesn't really matter. It's effective over the long run. You short every pump, man. And prices blow. Now, whether or not shorting the 15-minute is the smartest thing in the world, I mean, remains to be seen, but let's check out our liquidation areas. 4 minutes, we are going to be giving away 1 billion Jesus tokens. Yeah, we just hit liquidations. Liquidations to the upside at maybe 97,775, but there's more liquidations at 95,966 and 95,571. So we already took out a big chunk of liquidations here, really raked them over the coals here, and then took out shorts here. So let's see what we're more interested in, whether we're interested in clearing out short liquidations or whether we're interested in taking out long liquidations. It's probably time. What's going on, dog? All right. Yeah. I think we're going to sell off our tiny here. Take that tiny little haircut. I probably should have tried providing single side liquidity there. There we go. We are out of tiny. We'll be back for more. That's the only thing. Transactions 1,322, 43K in liquidity. I mean, we can definitely take off the ultra degen filters and look for, I think we'll do that tomorrow. We'll take off the ultra degen filters and we'll look for something a little bit more high cap. Like we're gonna get slapped here on BTC. We'll see how the copy trade goes because my entry is gonna be 97,225. So the second the stop loss actualizes, the copy trade should hit. All right, let's get the marble racing going. Okay. We got all the names on here, right? We got 60 individuals in for the most epic marble race known to mankind. Hmm. 60, right? 60. All right, what track are we doing today? This one looks fun. Let's do twists and turns. Bots. 60 racers. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look around and see what we've got in store for our contestants today. 2 or 3 minutes down the cone of shame. This is a long track. Holy shnikes, look at this. My dear Lord. Where's the finish? Okay, there's the finish over there. This is like a separate track. Maybe they can get bounced over there if they hit a teleporter. All right, so it looks like we've got a pendulum of death. Not a pendulum, but we've got obviously the mud pits of death here where they could get launched into space. Definitely not coming back from that mistake. Down more twists and turns into the Super Mario sweepers. and ultimately to their final destination of victory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our proud and brave contestants representing every country on the face of the earth, of which there are only 60. Look at them, folks. They are brave. They are ready. They are prepared to take on the world. Let's get this party started. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Obviously, and they're down to the ramp. It could be anybody's game at this point in time. A strong dive in. We want to be hugging the right here, ladies and gentlemen, not hugging the left. Pancake O leading so far. Tobias R on his heels. Pancake O and Tobias R have been strong early leaders in previous competitions, but so far have been unable to take home the gold. Moskov 476, followed by Jacob, tightly circling the drain. Somebody's flushing the toilet. Here we go. Down we go. Moskov 476 in the lead, taking a dominant early lead. Jacob behind him, but Moskov is flying. Ooh, oh, that's going to cost you, Moskov. That is going to cost you. Here we go. Who's getting launched into oblivion? Not Moskov. He made it through the mud pits, but John Bang O somehow diving into the lead. Here we go. Moskov 476 quickly taking back the lead as we go through the first twirl right here. All right. Moskov 476 still in the lead. What do we got going on inside this? Sounds like a big funnel of death. Moskov 476 still in the lead as he decides to take the left-handed path. Nothing wrong with that. Wait. Oh, somebody's pulling ahead. LST pulling ahead. Daniel R pulling ahead. Sky pulling ahead. Oh, Moskov 476 back in the lead. Unstoppable. Absolute domination so far in this round for Moskov 476. But everything could change right now for our champion. Come on, you got to get it together, man. Oh, he's completely overtaken. Ruade B, Barry B. Who's going to drop in first? Who's going to drop in first? Ruade B, Daniel R, LST. Who's going to be? LST! LST drops in first. Complete trick of gravity, but it is LST. It is LST. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I will have to call this. Wait. Hold on. All right, excellent. LST with the victory. Absolute domination. LST, where did Moskov end up? Moskov ended up in 19th place. Sad to say, man, but an early lead does not guarantee victory, all right? It is a race, not a sprint. LST, congratulations on your victory. Absolutely clutching it in the last few minutes of the competition. Congratulations. I am going to be sending away your tokens right now as soon as I find your email. Here we go. Bam. Got your address. 49A. There it is. Ellis, I am sending your tokens right now as we speak. And emailing you back. Bam. Easy peasy. Lemon on that squeezy, if you know what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the race menu. Let's remove Ellis from future races. Thank you for participating. We are down to 59 racers. All right, stopped out. Hopefully not on the copy trade. All bueno. Okay, let's get the music off. Congratulations, LST. It's a good time for everybody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today for yet another fantastic live stream. You guys have been an excellent audience. Just a quick few programming notes before we go. Obviously, we are having some nice bounces off the bottom, but as always, trade safely. The longest term trends are the easiest money to make in this market. Anything else is quite speculative, and the market has been quite brutal lately. Don't let that hold you back from applying risk or taking a signal when you see one, but obviously be trading, manage your risk appropriately, use the correct position size, and this is the time of the market to really do your best to try to avoid over trading, because most traders have been underperforming over the last couple of months, whereas they were overperforming prior to that. And so when we get into market conditions like this, where we're like, oh, we're bouncing, we're going back up, people tend to take way too much risk, and they can easily get wiped out because they're kind of revenge trading, or, you know, potentially just trying to make back gains that they feel they need to make. Trading is a long-term game. It's a race, not a sprint, ladies and gentlemen. So be safe, trade safely. We will be back tomorrow, same crypto time, same crypto network. Please subscribe if you have not already so you do not miss an episode. And like today's video, it helps out more than you could possibly imagine. Get us up there in the algorithm. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats, please leave them in the comment section down below. I do my best to answer each and every single comment that is not trolling or spam. Links down in the description to everything you could possibly need. Go get yourself a ByDFi VIP level 1 fee advantaged account and come trade with us on the ByDFi platform. Subscribe to our crypto alpha report for free. Get that data-driven research delivered to your inbox to make you armed and dangerous in the cryptocurrency markets. And we will be back tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Trade safely, be good to one another, and have a good evening.